Okay, folks, I'm here recording. I'm listening to Infinity Spectrum Chill Flow Vibe track on Spotify and YouTube. We're going to set up our currencies here. Pick a couple of each of these at the top for 92% payout on most. Okay, and we'll explain the strategy here. It's very, very simple. We're going with the stochastic oscillator at setting of 12, 12, 12. I know that's kind of different. We're going to stick with the simple moving average smoothing way method. Our demo account here is 49.73. We're just showing you how to use the strategy right now. We can see different levels, so we'll be looking at levels and trend lines and things in our mind, like this trend line here. We have another trend line forming here. To form a trend line, all you need is at least two touches, okay? Now here, this would be like a third touch right there. And you have to see how it reacts to see if you want to go up or if you want to just bring it on down. It looks like it might be breaking down. Okay, anyhow, you can see that our stochastic has some really nice crossovers here. Okay, we might go ahead and try this one here when it comes up on the crossover. If we get enough momentum, if this trend line breaks right here, if this continues, we'll go for a 5-second buy. We're on 5-second candles as well. Okay, so we're trading at 9:09 Central Standard Time on the Saturday. If we get a crossover like that right there, we'll take one. And then I like that gap right back there, so I'll take another one because of this gap, and then I'll take two at the bottom of the gap if I can catch it. Okay, and I lost those. Now, so sometimes those gaps do hold, all right? So we got a trade there, and then we're down. So we're down 46.73 because we're doing some martingale, which always, that's a big risk to take with martingale. Okay, we're going to see if this will go down. We see some green on the downside there. I'll take a double after that first one fails, hoping for a continuation of this push. Okay, and I did get it, but these candles are really just bouncy and weak, so we're going to move on to something else. So we don't like the way those candles are just kind of just moving real slow and not very evenly. And some of these crossovers, you can see they kind of sagged really bad right here. They ran close together. You want to see some really strong crossovers. And that gives you an idea of what your chances are on the crossover. So you're looking for really smooth crossovers. We'll try to take something here if this level breaks, which it probably will. So we took one, then we took two, then we took four, and now we're taking 8 and more, hoping for a continuation. And we finally did get the continuation using martingale, but that was a little risky, of course. 48.77. Okay. Now on Saturday night, at the time I'm trading at 9 o'clock right now is not the best time, 9:11. But if you are going to trade, you're going to need some smoother lines than this, most likely. I feel like this trend line did break, and it might retest right here, and it did go ahead and reclaim what it had lost down here. So we might take this up if we have enough momentum, but this is moving really slow. So I don't really like the way the candles are behaving right now. There's not a lot of power to push through. Okay, we're taking this crossover one time, and this time it is going to push through. Okay, we're at 42.69 on our balance, which is not that great because we kind of overbought there, which shows you that when you try to martingale too much, you can go in the hole pretty fast. So we're going to try to reclaim some of that through just being very conservative. Okay, you can see that this crossover here was not that great because these candles are just sagging. Okay, there's a crossover, and that one pushes through, but that's Brent oil. Sometimes the oil does that really nicely, but it does have erratic behavior from time to time. We might take this down right here on the crossover, right there. I'm going to double up in hopes of the continuation, and we didn't quite get it. I'm going to double up one more time. And I doubled up again, still going down, and that one I pretty much did get, okay? But you can see that we're still at 41.97 using martingale. So sometimes these candles will behave really well at certain times of the day when the market's open. We'll have to talk about that another time, when the best times to trades are. Best times to trade. Okay, we'll try this little crossover even though the momentum's kind of lagging. Okay, so we took one and then we won the martingale on the double up. And it still shows signs of continuation. We're still showing that we're going to continue this at some point. But if the market wants to continue this big trend down, then that's going to be something we have to look for sure, because this is pretty strong going down, and that's a really hard push through, which I do like to see. I'm going to wait for this to retrace a little bit and then maybe take it down. Still waiting for that crossover on the stochastic. We're just trying to pinpoint when to enter. So that was an example of a really nice pinpoint that stochastic can do for you sometimes. Not every time, folks. This is high risk, okay? So we're at 43.09. Listening to Infinity Spectrum. The track is called Chill Flow Vibe. I like it for trading. Okay, this shows that we did cross over here and that we might continue. And we did continue just based on the fact that it went and it bent back down. Now it's breaking this level here. And it looked like it was pushing pretty hard because of these three red candles. But then it didn't continue, so. I'm not going to take that yet because of the way the stochastic's reading. We're kind of going sideways here. We got this line here. We got another trend line coming down. So this one's going up this way and this one's going down. So right now we're just in the middle. Now we're showing a little bit of strength going up, and now we're flat. I like how this is bending down here. And that's why I took it. So just that little bend right there, like a wire bending, showed that we had a lot of level pushing down here. 43.85. Okay, I like that this is broken. So on a normal day that would be great, but right now it's a Saturday at 9 p.m. I thought that might hold right there. But now we're pushing pretty hard. So I'm going to buy to the down since that level broke real fast. And I got lucky that I picked up some, but now my account is all the way down to 32.21. So not the best trading because of the time of day. It's 9:17 Central Standard. You can try to find some better currencies or assets to trade. Sometimes, every now and then, if you go to the commodities, they have more power to just push through some of these crossovers. But I'm a little bit late on that one, but we'll see what happens. Okay, wait till it fails, then do the double on the martingale. And I did get that one. Now I'm still looking for continuation, but we're going sideways according to the stochastic. And we barely got that one. Starting to push down on the bend, but we're sideways still according to stochastic. Starting to push down, and right there's a cross. Now we need a continuation. And we got a tie on that one. So we only bought one down. Looking for a continuation, but we're sideways, and we finally got it. All right, so this martingale thing is a pretty scary way to go. Double that one. On the first one we got it, we walked away and escaped, but our balance is only 36.57. Okay, I'm going to add in some currencies. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hoping for some volume on these. Ooh, that was nice over there. I'm going to buy 4 on this crossover because of course I'm trying to make up for some of my previous mistakes. So I'm up to 4,000 now. And that's the bad thing, is once you start losing, you try to catch up faster, then you start taking even more risk than you're already taking. And the market is already all over the place anyway, so. But martingale is tempting because if you lose the first one but win the second one, or the third, or the fourth doubling up, then you make it all back and a little bit more. But if you lose on the fourth level of martingale, and then you go to the next level, then you're in big trouble. Because if you don't win that, then you're starting to wipe things out. So, that's what happens. We have it down there at the top, now we get a little push. Still like it going down. And now it says no. So we had this pushing that way, we had that other impulse, and so we tried to follow that impulse. And the stochastic confirmed a little bit too. Okay, we're going sideways here at the bottom, but we have a downtrend. So because of this downtrend pushing hard, I'm going to look for continuation. And this one looks like it might have broke the trend line, so we already bought 8 up. And 12 more up, hoping for it to finally release that level. And we are on 45.41, okay? So our chances go up of winning on martingale, but if we happen to lose that fourth level, it hurts. Okay, that level's broken. Silver can be a good asset to push through. When it gets on the tear, it really likes to tear hard. Hoping for this top trend line level to keep right there, that one. And then I'm hoping for this bottom level to break eventually, but sometimes silver and gold will just lag like that, and then they'll just have a quick impulse of strength. Now this is starting to say it's trying to bend up, and we got the crossover going up. And we're just going to buy really heavy. Of course, we're trying to make up some of our losses, and it worked that time, and we're up to 47.17. Which, this is probably the worst way to trade. Super high risk. Now these crossovers start looking pretty right here. And we'll have to see if we can get that continued. There's a level here and here, trend line, and we broke the trend line. And we started buying up slowly. We bought about 8 and we lost. Nope, we tied it and we didn't lose, I don't think. Oh, we lost 2 and we won a bunch. Okay, now we're up to 49.77. Trying not to go crazy on these buys, and we still need to follow the overall general trend like here in gold. Even though this is across down, It'd be better to go up if we could, because we see the candle slowing down, and we did get a lot of red back there, but at the same time it still is knocking on the door of this upper level right there. And now if it pushes through, which it's already on a big trend up here as far as 5-second candles go, then we had a good trend hold here. So we are up to 58.57, listening to Infinity Spectrum Chill Flow Vibe track on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, and elsewhere. Okay, let's try a little bit more, and then we're going to have to call it quits on this demo. We're on a demo account showing a new strategy, somewhat new from this year. We just lost a bunch there because that crossover wasn't very strong. If we get continuation, which we're not, we're going to take it the other way now. Buying really heavy, and like I said, the behavior of these candles is not that great. Kind of just bouncing back and forth all over the place like that one right there. Just really hurt us pretty bad. Because we had that and then it just went bloop, bloop, bloop. I call that being gloopy. Now here we have some upward motion, but, well, we have 3 big green candles, so we like that. And we got our 4th, and we got our gloopiness, which is killing us. Now we do still have an uptrend here, but we have a lot of red candles. And we are going sideways, so we're going to go ahead and take this down. But it changed its mind at the last second. And like I said, the gloopiness here is just going to really eat up our account. So this is a good illustration of what not to do on this candle action. Just see how it's kind of bouncing back and forth. Sometimes it'll push hard, but then it'll just go right back to where it was. Right there. See that? We just got lucky on that one. So we are getting some downtrend here. Stochastic is saying we still want to push down, but if our timing's off, it's not going to matter. So we're trying to buy it to the down slowly to see if we can get time for it to continue, which only marginally worked right there. Now this is telling us that we are pushing hard right here, but like I said, the action on these candles is just really unpredictable. So we're at 485 on our balance. We almost burned through our whole account, courtesy of martingale and bouncing unpredictable long candles. So if we slow down here, we might get something that we can use, but if not, then we are toast, folks. We got one there, and we got something there. Showing a lot of green. Oh, nice push there. Not sure about the continuation yet. Nope. So now we're down to our last 47.20, so the chances of us burning this down are super high. We had some red and some change in character, and now we're only up to $90.62, and we're just trying to reinvest what we have. Looking for a situation that we like. This one, if it doesn't go our way, we're done. Okay, we're done. Alright, that's it. So we burned through about $5,000, and that's how you burn it down. Congrats to all for burning down your accounts. Alright, don't forget to listen to Infinity Spectrum. This track was Chill Flow Vibe on Spotify. Infinity Spectrum, we'll see you later.